Welcome to my channel. I'm Candy, and we are continuing working on my Polly Pocket pop culture series. So for the month of February, I chose to do The Bride of Frankenstein, but with a twist. So I'm going to be doing The Bride of Frankenstein meets mod fashion, 1960s mod fashion. So this is the Polly Pocket I'll be using. Um, what's really cool about this doll is it already had like two cool looking, it has two streaks, blonde streaks, and then brown. And I was contemplating whether I was going to leave this as is, because the way she's portrayed has black hair with white streaks, and her skin is very pale. So I am going to be removing the face paint off of this, and I'm going to be painting her skin like a white to light gray spray paint. I'm going to do spray paint. I know in my other video I did Rite Aid dye, but they don't have white dye that's going to dye this. Like, that doesn't exist. So so I'm going to be doing spray paint, and I'm more than likely going to be dyeing her hair black and then going back and adding the white streaks in her hair where these were at. I'm not sure. Um, and for her hairstyle, I'm going to be doing a beehive hairstyle. And what I noticed fashion in the 1960s is they used a lot of the color pop, not color pop, color blocking. So in some of the Bride of Frankenstein, her skin is portrayed green sometimes. So I've decided her dress that I make for her is going to be green with green shoes. It seemed to be really popular to have stockings on, so white, like she's wearing tights. I'm also going to add earrings, like some very cute 1960s earrings. And then this is like a wooden plaque, and I'm planning on gluing this. I'm going to paint the background of this black and white stripes. I will paint this green, not green, orange, sorry. And probably add some, well, I don't know. I'll add more shapes and stuff to give it a more 1960s mod fashion. So that's the plan. To hopefully, I want to be able to hang this up. That's why I want her to be standing. Yeah, that's probably not going to show, but I want her to be standing. And also because her feet are at an arch, I'm going to have to figure out the shoe situation. If I'm going to like put clay, mold clay onto them to be able to make the little shoes. I have not quite decided. I want her dress to be a long sleeve, and for the dress to be right at her knee, and then do buttons down the front of that dress. Um, I will be showing my process, sharing my process, obviously, so you get better visual of the mod fashion. But that is what I'm going to be doing this month for my series. Hopefully it comes out nice. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is removing her makeup and spray painting her white. So after that happens, we will continue. Okay, so I'm back. I just wanted to show where we're at. This is her hair dyed um, black. But I noticed when I did her hair, a little bit of the dye came over and it gave it this really gray hue. And I was going to keep it, but then I decided I kind of liked it. It made her look more like, it seems like more of a zombie kind of dead color, which that's, she's brought back from the dead. So I thought that came out cool. So I liked it. There's definitely some imperfections, but I think it works for this doll because she's a dead doll. So we're going to work on her dress, which I've made one sleeve already. And this just goes right in here like that. And then I have the other sleeve because I'll show you what I did. And this is her dress pattern, which I made. I had like a t-shirt pattern. So I used this as a base to make the dress pattern. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. And here's her little dress. So her dress is going to go over like this. And I'm going to be gluing everything in place on her. I'm never going to take this dress off because she's more of a figurine. So she's going to look like that. And this is what it will look like with the sleeves. So I'm going to put the sleeves on first and then put the dress on. I really got a lot of tips and help on how to make clothes from Bentley House Minis. She's a wonderful miniaturist and she's made doll clothes, mostly no sewing. She has done some sewing, but mostly no sewing because I I can hand sew, but I'm still not the greatest. I went to like a 3 hour like sewing class and I am still like, I don't know, something about machinery is very challenging for me. So anyway, so it's going to be like that when it's done. And I want to put some buttons down the front here, um, which I might cut this and then lay it over so it looks like it's being buttoned up from the top to the bottom. If I learned from Bentley House is I used a toothpick for the heel. And so I'm going to put the heel on the bottom of her foot. I've already measured this out so when she stands it's leveled. And then I will be using air dry clay around the foot to make a shoe. So it'll be permanent. And then once I get everything like the other sleeve cut out and glued, I'm going to come back and we're going to be working on her face and her hair. I just wanted to show you where it's going on so far with her outfit. And then after that, we'll be making her backdrop to really give it that 1960s feel. So I have different shapes. I have this wood. I'm going to be painting it black and white. So I think it should be really nice. And she's going to be permanently, put on here. And then I'll be able to actually hang this up on a wall. So I will be back as soon as I get her little outfit together. Hello, I'm back. So I have painted her top and bottom black, as you can see. Her heels are now dry, and I will be painting those black. I have her little dress made, if you can see, that I will be putting on. And then I have little embellishments that I'm gonna go, they're like, they're beads. They're little beads that are gonna go all the way down the front. And they're not quite, they're like a dark brown or kind of iridescent. I just thought that would be a nice touch to the front. Normally with these type of dresses, they just have regular buttons, but I thought these tube beads, I think gave it more of a monster feel, because it's still the Bride of Frankenstein, so I'm trying to balance out the monster and the mod together. And then these green beads are going to be her earrings that I've already painted. So as you can see, these are just gold. Well, they're not real, but gold bead. I did a coat of white, and then I did these ones in green, and then I coated them with diamond glaze. Oh, here it is, diamond glaze, to give them a very shiny look. Because when I was looking at earrings from the 1960s, the earrings seemed to be very big and bold. So I saw a lot of round, like ball earrings. So I thought these would be perfect. I've already prepped her face because I'm going to be drawing in her face. And I did a coat of clear gesso on top to give it some tooth so that when I draw on top of it and add color, um, it will stay. It will, because it has tooth on it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and paint her shoes. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and paint her shoes. So I'm just going to turn her over. So this is what she's looking like so far. I definitely seem to need some adjustment. I swear, like when you're trying to fit clothes on a doll, it's like trial and error and trying to get trying to make it fit like nicely, but like not so where it's like too baggy. All right, so now I'm going to put on her buttons on the front of her dress. I was thinking about cutting this and then laying it over so it looks like the dresses I've seen online, but I decided, no, it's okay. I'm not really wanting to. It was already, a bit it was challenging to make it this small, so I'm going to put little dabs everywhere I want the like the button to be. We got her buttons. It might be, I don't know if they're a little too big, but I still like them. You know, they give the dress interest, and you could really, and they do shimmer because it has like a kind of iridescent look to it, and that looks nice. So I really like that. Um, okay, so I'm back to work on the face. Her shoes are dry. I did 2 coats, and I did a matte, not a matte, oh my goodness, uh, a gloss Mod Podge. I don't use gloss that much, but I wanted her heels to be shiny. I didn't end up having to do that strip because I was able to pull up the dress more. So I was happy about that. And so we're gonna work on her face. I wanted to do the twiggy, attempt to do twiggy eye makeup on her. Mostly like the lashes, like under. I don't know about over, but I'm gonna really try to do this style on the Bride of Frankenstein. So it seemed like makeup back in the day had really dramatic eyes and like neutral lip color, almost like the eyes were like the focus or something. I don't know if I'm interpreting that correctly, but eyes seem to be the main focus when it came to makeup. So I'm going to attempt that. Okay, so we are back for um the final finish. I don't even, well, we're just gonna go with that. So in the last video, I was working on her dress to make sure like it fit better. I was able to cut down the sleeves a bit because they were a little too long. I didn't have to do the extra strip. I also did her hair, which took forever. I didn't film that because I knew that was going to be really finicky. I finished her face to show like the makeup to give the twiggy look. So I did do green eyeshadow and try to do tiny lashes under. I did a very neutral lip color with like the gray and pink, which I showed in the last video. I did white hair wefts using this fur fabric, and put it in her hair, and I did a cute beehive. So it took some time to figure out how to do that with her hair. And I just trying to film that, it would have just went on and on and on. So, and this is the finished plaque with the stripes. I painted first white, let that dry. Then I used painter's tape to mask off what I wanted to paint black, and this is how that turned out. I also drilled in the hanging hardware on here, and I have a whole package of these here with little screws, and I went ahead and with my drill bit I drilled these in so that I can hang this up once it's all on. And these are wood pieces. This is from like Dollar Tree. It's like the Jenga wood piece. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna put this here, that'll be the base, and she's gonna be standing off to the side here. And these are like these are like accent pieces. I saw a lot of round accent pieces in mod fashion ads. So I really wanted to capture that in this creation. So it looks very artistic and artsy 1960s mod. And so I'm going to be gluing everything down. So I'm going to do that right now. And this is what she is looking like. I really love the buttons and the way her face and the pops of color that I saw a lot in the ads. And this will just be like a really fun piece to hang up, particularly probably for Halloween, like, or just every day in my art room, you know? So I think I'm pretty happy with this. I don't see myself like adding more, but if I do, you will see that in the reveal. Thank you, and I will see you next month for the next Pop Culture Polly Pocket series. Bye.